Hey guys, it's Grace from Graceful Books, and I am back with another video. So I'm going to try to do this really quickly because I suck at doing things quickly, but I'm going to try. Anyways, this is going to be a different video than it usually is. I am going to be participating in the 24-hour readathon that is hosted by Zoe from Read by Zoe. I will link her channel down below as well as her announcement video for this. I mean, you can do 24-hour readathons whenever, but it's really fun to participate in it when other people are doing it. And I've been wanting to do one of these videos for so long, but I do not have the equipment. As you can see in the reflection of my glasses, I use a laptop for filming. I don't know how much storage I have, and I don't know about the lighting, and I don't know how I'm going to be able to film throughout the day, but I'm going to try my best because I just really want to participate in this because I love watching these videos, so I'm excited. And so this is just going to be my TBR for this, or what I want to accomplish. I don't really know exactly what my limit is when it comes to reading in one day because I've never really tried to do that. So this is probably like a really far-reaching TBR because I am a slow reader, first of all, and I'm also easily distracted, and I don't know how caffeine affects me because I have ADHD. So I still don't know if caffeine makes me sleepy or if it wakes me up. So we're gonna experiment with that this time around. So it is currently only 10:10. I don't know if you can see that. My phone is not showing up on the screen well. But it's 10:10. I just wanted to get the TBR out of the way. And so here we go. The first book I want to read is The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. I am about 160 pages in. This is a historical fiction novel, and you know, I don't really need to explain these. I'm just going to say what I want to read. I want to read The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak, and I want to try to get to Renegades by Marissa Meyer. Yeah, I have more of a backstory behind this one. I'll get to that later on because there's another part of this video that I'm going to just randomly put in. But yeah, I want to try to get to Renegades. I want to try to read Hunting Prince Dracula by Carrie Maniscalco. I did not like the first book very much in this series, but I'm hoping that this one will be better. I know a lot of people that loved the first book did not like this, but a lot of people that disliked the first book tend to like this one a bit more, so I'm hoping that I'm in that group. And then the next one is Ash and Quill by Rachel Kane, the third book in the Great Library series, which is one that everyone needs to pick up, but nobody picks up. And also, this isn't really a book that I want to finish. I just want to read bits and pieces of it because it's for a class, but it's a really interesting read. And that is Some We Love, Some We Hate, Some We Eat by Hal Herzog. It's a nonfiction book, and I'm how far am I in it? I'm 97 pages into it, and I want to try to read at least one chapter of this book. I don't really want to finish it, but I want to read a little bit of it during this readathon. So yeah, that is my TBR right now. So yeah, I will get back to you guys when it's actually midnight and when the readathon actually begins. See you then. Hey guys, so it is currently 11:59. And I have read about 24 pages since my TBR filming part, and I am already really sleepy and ready to pass out. I did not sleep well last night, first of all, and then second of all, I'm in my bed, really comfortable, in PJs that are really comfortable, and yeah. So what I'm basically going to do now is I'm just going to finish a video that I started before I started filming this. And then I'm going to go downstairs, make myself some tea, and get a chocolate bar that I'm actually allowed to eat because I can't eat most chocolate. And then I'm just going to film a bit of me reading, and I'm going to get some reading done. So yeah, that is all for my little update. I'm at page 185, and so far I really enjoy this book. I'm not going to sit here and be nah, but so far I don't really get why it's so well loved, but I think I'll get there at some point because I said before, I'm really not that far into it. So let's do this. So it is currently 2:54, so it's almost been 3 hours. I managed to finish the video I was watching, and then I also watched an entirely different video, and it was around an hour long, so that was a while. But I managed to get to page 307, and I think caffeine does make me a little sleepy. So I'm a little over halfway through this book, but I'm really tired right now. And Zoe basically says, I think she says this like every single time, but if your body is giving you signals that you need to sleep, just do it. So I'm going to take a nap or actually sleep, I don't know. But I'm going to do it, and sadly that does mean less reading for me, but overall I do think my body's signals are more important than reading, even though I really want to finish this book and quickly. But I think I can do it tomorrow, early morning hopefully. So yeah, and also I would just like to say I'm really, really enjoying this book so far. I think it's very interesting and intriguing, and it makes me want to keep on reading, even though I feel like not a whole bunch has happened. Like, I mean, stuff has happened, obviously, because it's taking place during the Holocaust, but it's like, it's not as intense or as interesting as I would typically think a book would be for it to entrance me. But at the same time, I'm realizing that I'm actually kind of into slower plots, which I didn't know till more recently, but yeah. So I'm going to try to sleep a little bit, and then I'll talk to you after I read a little bit when I wake up from a nap. So, bye! So guys, it is currently 8:03 a.m. I slept for about 5 hours. I actually woke up at 7:54, and I made myself some breakfast, and then I'm probably going to bathe after this, and then I'll update you guys after that. But I'm going to be reading the book Thief the whole entire time, so hopefully I'll get pretty far in it. This is just a short little update so you guys know that I woke up at some point. So I slept for about 5 hours, and that means I have about I can't calculate math right now. I just woke up. What am I doing? Anyways, I'll update you guys later. So, I am walking around just holding my laptop and like being a weirdo. Look at my cat. Oh gosh, the lighting. Ah! Okay, there we go. So, it is currently 9:17. I got to page, I read about 50 pages. I went to page 359. So hopefully the next time I talk to you guys, it'll be done and it'll be over with. And yeah, so here's hoping for the best. So I finally finished the book Thief, and oh gosh, you can see the tears on my shirt. It was a very emotional book, incredibly impactful, and I don't really know what else to say about it right now. I just finished it at 12:47. Oh gosh, my friend messaged me at 12:47, so it took me approximately like a total of 12 hours to finish this entire thing. That is a very long time. Like I said, I'm a very slow reader, and considering how like indecisive I am with ratings, I'm not going to rate this yet. I'm just going to say that I finished it on Goodreads and then wait till after the readathon to like actually collect my thoughts on it. I will say that I really enjoyed this book. It wasn't the most eventful and like crazy story, but it was very impactful and very insightful and very beautifully written, and I really did like the writing style. I just, that was a roller coaster ride, and I don't think I can dive into a book just immediately after finishing this. So I think I'm going to take a little break and watch some Netflix, either some Bates Motel, because I have to finish that series, because I think the finale finally got posted up on Netflix, or I'm going to rewatch Parks and Rec. I don't remember which season I'm on, or I'm going to rewatch the final season of Friends, or rewatch the final season of, oh gosh, what show is that? I forgot what shows I'm watching right now. I just know I'm watching a lot, or I'm rewatching a lot. I'm only watching like Bates Motel. That's the only new show I'm watching, but I'm rewatching a bunch of stuff. So I might just go and do that for a little bit and then get back to you guys when I decide what I want to read next, because I'm not sure I can stick with my TBR. So yeah. Okay, actually I forgot. This is something I wanted to do in this, because like I tend to do a lot of mini unhauls, but I never film them because they're extremely small. If I don't like a book or whatever and I have time to get rid of it, I tend to do that. So with the book unhauls being like super small, I never film anything for it. So I'm just gonna like do this really, really quickly. I'm only getting rid of 3 books, and it's just like really simple. I'm not gonna say too much, but I'm getting rid of Renegades by Marissa Meyer. This is the large print copy, so like the text is extremely large, and I, despite having glasses, do not need text that is this big. So I feel like it would be better served for someone who actually needs it. So I have no reason to keep this, so I am going to give it away. And then the next one is Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea by April Genevieve Tuchok. I read this book in February and I hated it. So yeah, that's that. And then Courage Crossed by Lucy McMahon, which I read in January and really disliked. So I'm getting rid of that too. So those are the 3 books that I'm just like unhauling, and I just wanted to do that really quickly before I go and do whatever I'm going to do. So yeah, I'll come back to you guys when I decide what I want to read next. So I watched some Parks and Rec just because I needed something that was kind of quick and entertaining, and then like I got sucked onto Tumblr. So there's that. Anyways, it is officially 1:26. And I think I am actually going to go on with my TBR as scheduled. I'm going to pick up Renegades and start this massive behemoth of a book. Oh, I think my dog's home. Do you guys want to see her? She got her hair done. Okay, I'll show you guys in a second. Anyways, so yeah, I'm going to pick up this book. I don't really know much about it, so I'm not going to say anything about it because I want to jump into it kind of blind. So yeah. Let's just dive in. Oh, look at you! You look so beautiful! Yay! Yay! Look at the camera. Oh. So that is my cutie dog. And she just ran away. Anyways, that's what she looked like after she got her hair done. She's adorable. So the next time I updated, I actually wanted to update when I got to page 100, but I'm currently really frustrated, and it's not necessarily with the book. I mean, I am having some issues with it. Not like to the extent that I hate it or anything. I am enjoying it so far. I only got about 50 pages in, and about 2 hours have passed. It's already 2:50. But I'm having sensory overload issues right now. My parents are very loud, and the walls in this house are very thin. So when they talk, I can hear it through the walls, and on top of that we have laundry running, which is like something in there is banging against the wall and it's making a loud noise too. And so that combined with my parents' voices and me trying to focus on words is really like distracting me and getting to the point of frustration for me. And I don't really talk about this stuff much, but like it happens for me, and it does sometimes interfere with my reading abilities and capabilities and the speed I read at. Because, like, honestly, I felt like I was reading pretty quickly and all that stuff, and then, like, I just had to stop, like, 3 or 5 times just to calm down and focus. So, I have a very strong feeling that I most likely will not even be able to get through this book, and that I will only have finished 1 book by the end of this. But I just wanted to be, like, upfront with you guys. That's all I can really say. But I wanted to kind of give you guys my thoughts on this book so far. I am only, like, 50 pages in, which isn't that far, but I will say that I'm enjoying, like, the background of the story. Like, I'm enjoying the idea of prodigies, renegades, and villains, and the anarchists, and all this stuff. Like, I'm finding it very interesting, but I will say that I think a lot of the abilities and powers in it so far seem kind of cheesy or, like, very weak, and, like, I think that's kind of what's supposed to be the intrigue of this series, is that they don't have typical powers. They have very unique abstract powers, which, like, isn't necessarily a bad thing, but right now I'm currently just, like, looking at it like, if I had a power, I would not want that as my power. Like, that's how I'm, like, viewing it right now. So, like, for me, that's, like, kind of like, ooh. And then on top of that, some of the dialogue is, like, really cringy and cliched at this point. And I mean, like, the main character, Nova, like, pointed that out for, like, a split second. But I don't think she realized that she was also having, like, cringy and kind of, like, cliche dialogue. So, I don't know. Maybe there's a lack of self-awareness there. But, yeah, so far I'm thinking the dialogue is a bit cringy. And I do think that I like Ingrid the most as a character so far. Like, I know, I tend to end up liking side characters before I like main characters, but right now Ingrid seems to be my most favorite. And yeah, I'm having a hard time getting past the kind of cliche, cartoonish aspect of this, and it's probably because I've never really read a book with a superhero, and, like, my mind's just going to The Incredibles. Like, Boy, or wait, no, it's not that. What? Oh, ew, that's gross. Okay. Anyways, yeah, so far I'm liking the book, but I'm kind of cringing at certain aspects of it at this point in time. So yeah, hopefully my parents will leave or be quiet so that I can actually focus for once on the book and actually get far in it. But right now I am struggling. Okay, so since it's very obvious that I'm most likely not going to get to any other books, I didn't really know how to, like, continue on with this video or, like, what else to film. So I'm just going to film, like, maybe this might be my final update before I close off the night or whatever, but I just wanted to give, like, my quick thoughts on what's going on with Renegades right now. So far I'm actually getting into it, despite finding the first, like, couple 50 pages cringy and very cliche. I'm actually really getting into it, and I'm starting to really think some of the powers that these prodigies have are really cool and interesting, because now we're kind of getting a more in-depth look of what they can do exactly, especially our main characters. So I'm finding it to be really, really interesting, and not gonna lie, I kind of want them now. So yeah. And on top of that, we're getting way more in-depth with, like, what's going on with each character, which is making it way more complex and a little bit less cliched. Because when I was, like, first reading this, I was like, oh gosh, this is just going to be so cliche. And then I'm gonna have to get another 3-star rating to a Marissa Meyer book. But luckily it's picking up and it's starting to come across as good, so I'm hoping that this will be another series or duology, I think it's duology, by Marissa Meyer that I really enjoy, because The Lunar Chronicles is still one of my most favorite series, and Heartless is kind of a letdown for me, but I really am hoping that this makes me love her again. I mean, I still love her because The Lunar Chronicles will forever be in my heart. But I'm hoping this book like just rejuvenates that love and that interest in Marissa Meyer's writing for me. And I think it's doing that so far. I'm also just want to say that even from the start of this book, I did not think the Renegades were necessarily like good. Like, I know they're good, but I don't find them very likable, if that makes any sense. And I'm not even like that far into it. I'm only like, what, 100 some pages into it, and I already really do not find the Renegades to be that likable, even though they're supposed to be the good guys and all this stuff. And I mean, they are good guys, I think. They're portrayed as the good guys, but I'm kind of like in this limbo where it's just like, I don't really know if you're a good guy in my mind. I don't know how to word. Oh. Okay. Anyways, yeah, that's it for my little reading update right now. I am most likely going to jump in and out of reading as well as eating and watching some Netflix, and I will catch up with you guys later tonight, probably before it ends. So, peace. Okay, so like, maybe it's because I'm like tired or in like stuff. Well, okay, no, this is how I normally am. Maybe I'm perpetually tired and like, that makes me weird. But I want to be like straight up with you guys. I'm straight up loving, what? How many times can I say straight up in like one sentence? Girl, get it together. Okay, so I don't really think this is a spoiler because it's literally at the front of this book in the cast of character section where it tells you like about each character and their abilities and stuff like that. So like, I legit want Nova's ability just because like it makes it so she doesn't have to sleep. And do you even understand how like sleep messes with me? I think if you didn't have to sleep, you would never be tired. So like if you were never tired, then you could just be like a happy ball of sunshine like 24/7 and you could get so much done. And like you could procrastinate throughout the day because that's your lifestyle, or at least that's my lifestyle. Yeah, anyways, you could procrastinate throughout the day and then you could sleep through the night and like, wait, not sleep through the night. You could like do everything during the nighttime, or you could like read during the nighttime. And you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I'm spitballing here, but that would be a dope power. Like, I want it. I wish I didn't have to sleep. Like, I am one of those people. There are so many people in this world who love sleeping, but I am not one of them. I hate it. I think it's so aggravating that I have to spend like 6 hours a day doing nothing but laying there wrapped up in a cocoon of sheets. Like, I think it is the most lazy, aggravating thing on the face of the planet, and I wish instead of doing that, I could be awake doing crap, but no, you gotta sleep because it's part of human function. I wish I could be Nova. Like, I wish I could have that ability and that I didn't have to sleep. I wish that was a thing. Because, like, if you didn't have to sleep, you'd never be tired. Like, because your body doesn't need to sleep. Okay, I sound, like, legit insane right now. But, like, I'm being serious. I want this ability. And it's not a spoiler, because it's literally right in the front of the book. So, like, if you even, like, pick up the book and peek into it, it'll be right there. It'll say it in, like, giant letters. Nova does not sleep. So, yeah, okay, I'm gonna give you guys a break from me. So, like, you know, when you're home alone and you're watching something and the voices on the TV or on your computer, which is what I'm using, start echoing, and then you keep pausing it thinking that someone's in your house with you, but nobody's actually in your house with you. And your dog keeps giving you weird looks because she thinks you're insane. But I'm not. I'm just really paranoid right now. Guys, this is my life. I just wanted to tell you guys that I knocked over my water while I was reading. And the first thing I shouted was code W like 5 times, and then like went and cleaned it up. And then I went to grab my laptop and I stepped in the water and I just screamed for like 5 minutes. So I'm doing great. Anyways, I've actually gotten fairly far in the book right now. At like page 242, and it's currently 10:03. I am really into this book now, like superbly. And is that a word? I slept for 5 hours, and this is how I'm acting. Guys, what? You know, there are booktubers who can stay up for the full 24 hours and they act normal. But here I am screaming code W when I knock over water. But then again, that's kind of how I am on an everyday basis. This isn't like brand new information, Grace. Anyways, I'm really enjoying it so far. I have found like 2 sentences where it looks like an editor just completely went over it and missed it because they were really simple errors. Like there's words in sentences that should not be there that keep like messing it up, and I think the other one was like at page, what, 213 or something? Where is it? It is 213, isn't it? Yeah, but she'd been asked her to bring examples of her work, so she had to pick something. Like, that first her should not have been in that sentence. But it's there, and there was like a sentence earlier on in the book that had like the word do in it that shouldn't have had the word do in it. I don't know. I feel like editors are having a lot of issues lately because I've noticed this very recently in a lot of books lately. Like, there's a bunch of errors that are like just getting overlooked. And, like, I don't get how you can overlook an error in this book because it's literally so freaking addictive. I found it, like, super cringe. And, like, I still find it super cringe because, I mean, let's just be honest here. Adrian's a freaking mess. And, like, I fully relate to it. But he's making me cringe. But I mean, so is Nova. I mean, not as much, but Nova makes me cringe too. So it's not like it's just Adrian doing it. It's Nova doing it too, but Adrian's like the main cause of the cringe, but it's relatable for me because I literally screamed code W when I knocked over a thing of water. So, like, I relate. Okay, so I'm just gonna like turn this off. I just wanted to tell you guys what I did when I knocked over my water because I just want you guys to see how stupid I am. Okay. So hey guys, it is me, and I am going to wrap up this readathon a little bit early at 11:57. So I'm just going to give you guys the gist of what I read. I only read and finished 1 book, and I started and began another book and got over halfway through, and for me that's actually pretty good considering how slow of a reader I am and how easily distracted I get, because the code W incident had me shook for a little while. I really hope code W isn't like something dirty or like weird. I hope that's not like a slang or something for something bad. Okay, anyways, so the 1 book I read was The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak. I read about 380 pages of this within the 24 hours. And then I read 300 pages in Renegades by Marissa Meyer, which is over halfway through. And I gotta say that I enjoyed both of these books a lot. Of course, I didn't finish this one, but what I've read of it so far, I'm really, really enjoying. And I think for The Book Thief, I haven't written my review for it yet, but I think I'm landing on a 4 out of 5 star rating for this one. It was a really good book, it was interesting, it was fun, and it was extremely impactful and sad, but like, this is one of those books that everyone loves, or I think I've only ever run into 2 people since it's been over, like, it had its 10-year anniversary recently, right? So this is like a fairly old book, but within that like time span, I've only seen 2 people say that they did not like this book. So I had high expectations when I went into it, and it didn't necessarily live up to those, but it was still a great book. So I would still recommend it to people, and I think it was a fantastic read, and I really enjoyed it. So I do think it deserves a 4 out of 5 star rating. And also, I don't really know if I should give a description of this or not, but it's a historical fiction novel that takes place during the Holocaust, and we follow a young girl who steals books, and the story is told from the perspective of death. And I really enjoyed this book. I don't know how many times I've said that, probably way too many times, but yeah. And then for Renegades, this is the first book in a duology, I believe, and it takes place in a world where there are humans and then there are prodigies, and prodigies are people that basically have abilities or power. Woo! I forgot I had an alarm set for midnight. Come, my bitching heart. Okay, anyways. This is set in a world where there are people that are prodigies and people that are normal people, and people who are prodigies are basically, they have abilities and like special powers and so on and so forth. And when you're a prodigy, you can either be a renegade, which is basically a superhero who helps and protects the normal citizens and other renegades. And then you can either be a villain or anarchist, as they are referred to in this. And we follow a young girl named Nova, who's an anarchist, and a young guy who is named Adrian, who is a renegade, and their worlds somehow end up colliding. And I am really enjoying it so far. I obviously haven't finished it. I think I'm leaning towards a 4.5 rating at this point, just based off of what I've read so far. And yeah, I don't really want to say too much else. I think some of the thoughts I expressed while filming this will give you the gist of how I feel about this book. Overall, I would say it was a really fun experience. I don't know if I'd do it again, just because I think this time around I had a really hard time staying up because I had driven for an hour and a half the day beforehand. I had an exam the day beforehand, and I had like all this other stuff, and I did not sleep well beforehand. So I ended up sleeping 5 hours during the readathon, and I think that cut into my reading time and my abilities. If I hadn't slept for those 5 hours, I feel like I would have read 2 books total, but that didn't end up happening. I listened to my body and was a good human owner body person for, oh my gosh, I'm so awkward. Okay. Anyways, that is all I really have for you guys today. I really hope that this vlog didn't turn out like really cringy and bad. I'm not really good at this stuff, first of all, and second of all, I have a laptop instead of a camera, so it's really awkward to film and find ways to film right with this, and yeah. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this, and I can't wait to watch other people's videos for this readathon. And thank you to Zoe from Read by Zoe for hosting it and creating this, because it's like so much fun. I mean, I don't think she necessarily created it, but like, you know what I mean. I'm excited that she hosted this one, so yeah. I think she's, you know what, I'm really tired. I need to shut up. Actually, I need to shut up most of the time, but anyways, night!